Very nice. Okay. I'm gonna turn the AC off. I'm gonna sweat, but it won't be loud. Just making sure. Okay. Awesome. Alright, we're live. That's always a fear of mine, that I'm not actually gonna be live. I'm just gonna be talking to myself. But what's up, guys? We're doing a mock draft this week. We're doing it on Fantrax. It's one of the most customizable, leagues there is. If you guys want to create a league on there, you can. They have this thing called like the Treasury, where instead of having all your friends Venmo you or PayPal you before the league starts, they can literally just put it in there and it'll automatically give it to the winner. There's so many customizations. I mean, you can choose like bonus points for long touchdowns, tight end premium, which, you know, on traditional places like ESPN, Yahoo, can't really play tight end premium. So, yeah, I mean, there's a lot about Fantrax that I really like. And I know this may not be the most visually appealing thing right now, but they're having this huge update very soon. And it's going to look awesome. And the ADPs are great on here, so yeah, I mean, let's see. Let's look at what we got here. I'm going to be picking 12th. Okay. We have some people in the mock draft currently. 4th, 2nd. I believe someone's at the 1st spot, 8th spot. So, yeah, let's see how this goes. There's going to be some auto drafters early on, but I have the YouTube chat right next to me here. If you guys have any questions, let me know. Awesome. We got 5 seconds till this starts. I'm going to post my results. 3, 2, 1. Get ready. I'm ready. All right. Christian McCaffrey went first overall, obviously. Didn't really, didn't need a lot for us to learn that. Is the sound on? No, I want the sound on. That's right. So CMC went number 1. We're doing quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, flex, and then 2 IDP spots. The reserve spots you see here are for bench spots. Gonna get our first auto draft from Mao. Thank you, Mao. Dalvin Cook, which would have been the pick anyway. Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara for Seek. Interesting. Very interesting here. Okay. I'm going to go live on Instagram as well. Mock drafting on YouTube. All right. So we're now live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. It's my turn to pick. Oh, God. I love these sounds, though. All right. So I haven't really been paying attention that much. Definitely want running back. Aaron Jones looks like he's the best option here. Cam Akers, Joe Mixon, Austin Eckler, I'm not a huge fan of as much as other people are. Other people are crazy for him. I'm going to get Tyreek Hill. I like that pick. So, now I'm back-to-back here. Okay. Tyreek Hill. And then, do I want to go double wide receiver? No. I'll get to you guys on Instagram in a second. I'm on YouTube Live right now if you guys want to check that out. I'm just trying to draft here. I guess I'll take Aaron Jones. Tyreek Hill, Aaron Jones. Not a bad first two picks. 12-team PPR. I'll take it. Alright, what's up, Instagram? What's up, dude? I recently traded for Amari Cooper. Do you think that was smart? Yeah, I did a full breakdown on Amari Cooper not too long ago. Huge fan of him. I like CD a smidge better. And it depends what you give up also, obviously. Najee Harris in what round? I definitely see the argument for Najee Harris in the second. I mean, with that awful offensive line, I wouldn't put him in the first. I can understand him being in the first, him being a good player, 3-down workhorse. You know, those are pretty rare these days. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate Najee Harris in the second round at all. How are you drafting so soon? This is a mock draft. This is a mock draft on YouTube. Boom. Boom. Okay, so as you guys know, my team right now is Aaron Jones, Tyreek Hill. We can look at everybody else's roster right here. Let's look at Boston Sports Media. He went Jonathan Taylor, Austin Eckler. I'm gonna review the teams that I actually drafted afterwards. Mock drafter 1, CMC. Dobbins. Ooh, Dobbins in the second. I don't know how I feel about that one. But yeah, this is Fantrax. If you guys want to sign up for Fantrax, you can go to fantrax.com/FFA. Use my code. It makes me look nice. So I'm going to answer some of the questions on Instagram. Do we have any questions on YouTube? Did your boy Mixon get taken? You know, I wanted to pick Mixon at the end of the first, but I held back a little bit. I'm not going to do that this time. Also, by the way, 3 wide receivers starting, not 2. So keep that in mind for those of you drafting and listening. Hines, concerning for Taylor's value. Not really. I'm not all that concerned about Hines. I think he'll get his and Taylor's going to get his. Phillip Rivers was more of that dink and dunk, short passer. You know, Phillip Rivers is not going to throw deep at this point in his career. So with Phillip Rivers gone, Carson Wentz there, I feel like they're going to put more focus on the run game. Jonathan Taylor is going to be on the field more. Hines will still get his plays, and he'll be schemed in with the lack of wide receivers. But I'm not necessarily worried about Hines for Taylor's value specifically. Mixing too much hype. Not enough hype, bro. Who do you think could be a late QB sleeper to take? Trey Lance is one of my favorite sleepers. I mean, when he does start, he's going to be nuts. He's going to be absolutely insane. So Trey Lance is definitely someone who I would target as a late sleeper. What else we got? Instagram, what you got? Not much right now, okay. What you got, YouTube? Analyst, that's our boy this year. Mixon running back 1 overall. I'm not going to say 1 overall, but I'm not going to say that's impossible either. It's not likely, but you guys know my love for Mixon. It's no secret. I'm coming up here in a second. We got one person in between me and my picks. Najee, Cam, and Gibson. Rank them full PPR. It's going to be Cam, then it's going to be Gibson, then it's going to be Najee. I love all 3 of those guys. I'd be fine with any of them. Yeah. I could see those 3 going any which way, to be honest. My turn to pick. That's what that means. Alright, so I'm back on the clock. I got Chris Carson available. I got David Montgomery, who I like. And I got back-to-back picks. So I'm going to take my time and find and pick out some of these guys that I really like. Wide receiver wise, what are we looking at here? Mike Evans, Julio Jones, Chris Godwin, Allen Robinson. Ooh. All right, my time's running low. I can't pass on Allen Robinson this late. I'm sorry. At the end of the third round, that's just not going to happen. And I got to go balanced here. I got to pick Chris Carson as my running back too. Not overly excited about that, but he's got great upside and relatively safe player other than some injuries. So I like this so far. I have Aaron Jones, I have Chris Carson, Tyreek Hill, Allen Robinson. I like that. What's up, Flo Joe? If anybody wants to hop on the live, that'd be awesome. Who do you think is going to get the start? David Johnson or Philip Lindsay? Here's the thing with that, right? So Philip Lindsay is not someone I'm targeting at all this year. I think after this year, there's a chance they cut David Johnson. I mean, he barely made the team this year. And hopefully the game script's going to work a little better in Philip Lindsay's favor than it will this year. Because right now, Philip Lindsay is kind of like that early down back. When it comes to the pass catching work, David Johnson is far and away the better running back there. So any third down or losing situation, David Johnson is going to be in the field. And the Texans are going to be in a lot of losing situations. So I just don't see Lindsay really getting that much time on the field. Mark Ingram, I don't think he's going to be much of a factor. But if there's one thing he does do well, it's those goal line carries. So wouldn't be surprised to see Ingram pop in and steal some goal line work. David Johnson's going to own the passing down. So Philip Lindsay's really going to be the odd man out. And I'm not targeting Mark Ingram either. But, just kind of noting the fact that David Johnson is the guy to get in that backfield. But ideally, I really don't want anyone there. High or low on David Montgomery? Speaking of David Montgomery, he was just picked on this draft right here. I'm in the middle. I'm not overly confident in him, but I'm not shying away from him at all. I think he's a good running back too, and the fact that you can get him in the late third, beginning of the fourth, I think is great value. So, definitely don't mind David Montgomery. I guess if I had to pick one high or low, I'll do high. Dan Arnold, late tight end flyer. No, I don't see it. I mean, look, you got Christian McCaffrey, you got Robbie Anderson, you got DJ Moore, you got Terrace Marshall, and then you have Dan Arnold. Dan Arnold with Tommy Tremble, the rookie, and then it's not worth it. It's not worth going after Dan Arnold. How would you feel about your team if you waited till like the 6th round to get Courtland Sutton as wide receiver 2? I would not like that because I feel like there's other wide receivers in round 6 that I would like over Courtland Sutton. I'm not a huge fan of Courtland Sutton. Not because I don't like him as a player or anything like that, but I don't know, man. I feel like there's better options out there than Courtland Sutton. I'd rather have Jared Jeudy than Sutton. It's just the injury, the fact that Jared Jeudy could be the wide receiver 1 there. Drew Lock, you just can't rely on. There's a lot of guys to catch the ball, and I think they're going to be run heavy. I mean, we'll see. But for the most part, I'm going to be staying away from Courtland Sutton. Yeah, no one else gives our boy Mixon respect. That's right. Nobody does give our boy Mixon respect. What was on his... Ooh, bitrate is low. That's fun. But yeah, if anybody wants to hop on live, be sure to request in. Our pick is coming up here pretty soon. I don't mean to ignore you, YouTube. I want to start mapping out who I want. So this is going to be end of the 5th, beginning of the 6th round. Michael Carter, someone I'm going to keep in the bank. Chase Edmonds. Mike Davis, hiding out all the way down here. If I can get Mike Davis, that would be nuts. I don't think I'm going to. Chase Edmonds, Javonte Williams, where's he? He's here. I would love to get Javonte. Melvin Gordon, Ronald Jones, not really interested in any of those guys. Chase Edmonds. So Edmonds, I'm going to put him there, and then Williams over Carter. Those are the running backs I'd consider at this point. Wide receivers, Deontay Johnson is screaming value right here. DJ Moore, another great value. Any of these tight ends available? Mark Andrews. Ooh, this is tempting. I might just wait another round and grab someone like Dallas Goedert. I don't think it's worth taking Mark Andrews at this turn. Kyle Pitts is gone, especially. Yeah, so I think I'm going to wait on tight end. I'm going to get a wide receiver. I'm going to get a running back. Someone like Deontay Johnson, who was just taken as I was talking about him. That's all right, though. I like Carter and Edmonds. I love Carter, man. I find myself getting Michael Carter and Elijah Moore in a lot of my leagues, which 2 rookies from the Jets is normally like not a great thing. Ooh, Mike Davis just got sniped. Sniped in a midair. All right, so I got 2 picks here. Wide receivers. DJ Moore is screaming value here, so I'm going to grab DJ Moore. Just doing a quick look. Yeah, so I'm going to take DJ Moore. Yep. He's going to be my wide receiver 3, which I really like. And then I got to pick a running back 3. Who do you guys think I should pick? Should it be Chase Edmonds, Javonte Williams, or Michael Carter? Those are my 3 options. Although I love the upside of Williams and I love the upside of guys like Michael Carter, I'm going to lean Chase Edmonds here. Yeah, I'm going to pick Chase Edmonds. He's going to be my flex. So I have 3 running backs, 3 receivers, pretty balanced early on. Next round I'm definitely going to have to take a stab at quarterback or tight end at least to get, fill those positions. But yeah, definitely. Find myself going best player available. Yeah, man, best player available is really just kind of how I roll. If you guys have seen me do my mock drafts, like, I'm going to look at the running backs and say, like, all right, these are the acceptable guys that I will take. If neither of these 2 guys are here, I'm going to look at a different position, right? And I'm going to do that for everywhere. So quarterback, Lamar Jackson, somehow still available. Justin Herbert, Jalen Hurts. Those are the screaming quarterback values to me. If none of those 3 quarterbacks are available the next 2 turns, I'm just not going to take a quarterback at all. And running backs, I'm looking at Michael Carter, looking at Javonte Williams. I don't think either of those 2 are going to make it back to me, knowing some of the people who are in this mock. I had mentioned before Damian Harris, someone else who I like. Oh, Travis Etienne, what are you doing down there? What are you doing down here, Travis? Ooh, he's hiding from me. I didn't even know he was there. But you know what? I guess it's good I didn't take him because in a real draft, maybe he would be there in a real draft. I don't know. But Travis Etienne sitting all the way down there, and he was just picked. And so was Javonte Williams. It's okay. I'm a little all over the place, but yeah, I do a combination of best player available and need. But like, if I need a running back 3, and the best guy available is like some guy who I would never draft, I'm not going to force myself to pick that position just because I need it. I'm going to wait until I get value. Like, if I don't have a running back 3 and there's this amazing wide receiver sitting there, I'm not going to take the shitty player over the amazing wide receiver just to fill a need. I'm going to go after the best value every single time. Every single time. Yeah. Mr. Etienne, so low on the rankings. Yeah, dude, I didn't even see him. Oh, I'm kind of pissed about that. That would have been awesome. That would have been so awesome. I gotta find out a better way to look at the YouTube comments. I'm fairly new to live streaming on YouTube and stuff like that. I don't know how to have my YouTube comments up. I guess people have multiple monitors, right? Is that how they do it? Like, they'll have one monitor here, one monitor here. I don't know. I just have a laptop, so I'm not into that multi-monitor world. I'm not too familiar with it. But, all right. Tight ends. Dallas Goedert's still there. That's the guy who I said I would target. If he's not there, I got to go Noah Fant. I feel like if I don't get one of those top 8 tight ends, it's not even worth drafting. So, Noah Fant. Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert's going to be top priority here. Maybe I'll go 2 Eagles. Maybe I'll go Jalen Hurts and Dallas Goedert. That wouldn't be bad. If I can land both of these guys, I'm absolutely going to do that. Wide receivers, Juju's still here. It's landed the 7th round. Like I checked my watch or some shit. Juju's still here. Jarvis Landry. Brandon Cooks. That's a great value at this point. We're talking end of the 7th round. 100% we take a stab on him. Okay. A lot of my guys I like are starting to go away. If Ertz leaves, Goddard's a steal. I don't see a world where Ertz doesn't leave, to be honest. I mean, it's taking a while, and I understand that. But I just don't see a world where Zach Ertz is a Philadelphia Eagle in 2021. It's just not going to happen. They're just having a hard time trading him because nobody wants to give up that sort of value. What it's going to end up being... Oh. All right, someone's right in front of me. They're going to try to snipe my goot. They did not. Nice. So I'm gonna do what I said. I'm gonna get 2 Eagles here. I'm gonna get the Dallas Goedert and Jalen Hurts stack. So first I'm gonna pick Hurts with the 7th round pick, and then I'm gonna pick Goddard with that 8th round pick. I love having back-to-back picks. Where do you guys like drafting the most in drafts? I find that picking first overall. Well, I didn't pick first. I picked 12th, but picking last, I mean, I got Tyreek Hill, got Aaron Jones. This is a solid team. This is a really solid team so far. Individual defense, Darius Leonard. Yeah, and you know what's really good about Fantrax is, like, if you guys go on Sleeper, I don't know if you guys have done this on Sleeper, but if you guys have done an IDP draft on Sleeper leagues, the ADPs are so bad. Like, trying to find Darius Leonard, you have to search him up. Devin White, you have to search him up. These are the best defensive players you can get. And, I mean, these are great. Like, Troy Reader, I even know picked it up towards the end of the year. Bobby Wagner, Micah Kaiser, Miles Jack. Like, these are all great IDP pickups. So, huge shout out to Fantrax for actually having good ADPs. Because that's pretty rare. That's funny. So on Instagram, Jeff's saying he doesn't want to pick anywhere but the middle, and then Ryan saying 5th or 6th is the best, so right in the middle. I'm curious, you two, what is the difference here? So you think I should go running back first 3 rounds? No, I think what you should do is you should take the best player available. If that best player is a running back, sure, take a running back, but 99% of the time, at the end of the 3rd round, this is going to be a wide receiver. Like for me, it was Allen Robinson sitting there staring at me. I'm not going to pass up on that. I am not. All right, so I'm not going to pick an IDP yet. I think it's a little early for that. I'm going to look at running back 4, and I'm going to look at a wide receiver 4. Mainly a wide receiver, though. I like back-to-back. Yeah, dude, I love back-to-back picks. I didn't know I liked back-to-back picks as much as I did until right now. Traded Zach Moss and Singletary for Chris Carson. I like that. Singletary for me is kind of like a throw-in. He started losing snaps to TJ Yeldon last year, so I'm not, I'm not too worried about Singletary. So I feel like that was great value for you. All right, so we're coming up here. Let me see what wide receivers I would be willing to take as my wide receiver 4. I'm going to start with wide receivers, and I'm going to show you guys my process. So Sutton, although I haven't been a huge advocate for him at this point, I would take him. LaVisca, Devontae, love that value. See if anybody else is hiding down here. Elijah Moore. Oh, what did it do? It just made me pick Gabriel Davis. Elijah Moore. Who else would I consider? Yeah, this is going to get too far. I'm not going to like any of these guys. LaVisca, Devontae, and Elijah. If I can get any of those guys, I would love that as my wide receiver 4. So I'm going to keep that list small for now. Let's go to running backs. And if you guys want to see my process of how I do this, I'm live on YouTube right now. The video will be posted after. What running backs would I take as my running back 4? Zach Moss. I don't hate that. It's really Zach Moss, right? I mean, I don't see anyone else here that I'd even remotely consider. Yeah, no. So it's going to be Zach Moss. Leonard Fournette, I'm not huge on. Okay. Is Tariq Cohen still good for PPR? It's yet to be seen. I mean, he's coming off a torn ACL. It's going to be tough for him to get back out there. He's got a new QB who's not used to throwing to him. So we'll see. We'll see what the tendencies are and how much playing time he actually gets. I like not waiting forever, and I just think they have safer options in the middle, if that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, you kind of get the best of both worlds where you get that top group of running backs, and on top of that, when it comes back to you, there's usually a good wide receiver there. So I respect that. Saquon, Henry, and Kamara. In half, it's gonna be close between Henry and Kamara, but I think I'd take Kamara. Or I think I'd take Henry there. How high would I take Kelsey? I don't know, man. I don't want to pick Kelsey in the first round because I feel like Waller or Kittle aren't too far behind him. I know the difference was huge last year, but that was the first year Kelsey has ever had like a 20-plus points per game type of year. So I don't really know if he's going to repeat that. But that being said, there's no reason to think he won't other than his age or whatever. So Kelsey, far and away the tight end one. Beginning of the second, I think this is the earliest I would take him. Who are my avoids? So I actually made a post yesterday about overrated and underrated players. If you want to see, I have an overrated player there who I'm very much avoiding. It's just James Robinson. That's a series that's going to continue, so you guys are going to see more of that. Okay. Ooh, person before me picked Elijah Moore, but that's okay because guess what? I get Devontae Smith in, what is this, the 9th round? Nuts. Oh, shit. Oh, no. I have Jalen Hurts, Dallas Goedert, and Devontae Smith. I didn't really think that through, did I? You know what? Best player available. I don't care. And I'll take Zach Moss, too, as my running back 4. I like Zach Moss as my running back 4. He's got potential to be a running back 2 in Buffalo. Yeah. I was so excited about the Devontae Smith pick, I didn't even realize that I was literally taking my 3rd Eagle, which I don't know how I really feel about that, but that's all right. I'll just get another wide receiver on the next go-around as my wide receiver 5, and I'll be good in that aspect. Yeah, but I'm okay with it the more I think about it. All right, let's see. YouTube, you got anything going on? No? All right, let's go look at Instagram. Trey Sermon, a good option to look for. I am one of the biggest Trey Sermon haters there is. I just don't think he's an overly talented player by any means. He's terrible at finding the holes. Pass catching to be determined. He doesn't have top end speed. He's really a short yardage back. Which, in the San Francisco offense could make him look a lot better than he actually is. But I wouldn't be surprised to see him get outplayed by Mostert some weeks, to see him get outplayed by Elijah Mitchell, Wayne Gallman. I think this is going to be a complete hot hand situation, even if he gets the first touch. I don't know. Trey Sermon's one of my biggest avoids. Right now, his ADP is reasonable in, I believe it's like the 7th or 8th round. But I will not be touching Trey Sermon. Especially if he gets to that 5 and 6 range, which I think by the time draft season really shows up, which is the end of August, I think Sermon's going to be around that range, and I'm heavily going to be avoiding him. Fantasy football counselor. Are you friends with a fantasy football rapper? You got to change one of the letters, dude. The O's are too obvious. I'm just telling you. One of the L's. If you took out one of the L's in fantasy football counselor, that would be a lot more believable. And the fact that he has me blocked, which also doesn't help. What are your thoughts on Tevin Coleman? Tevin Coleman had like 1.9 yards per carry in the San Francisco offense, which is the best rushing offense in the entire league last year. So, I am not a fan of Tevin Coleman. If he couldn't do it there, why would he do it in a worse situation in New York? He's just there for familiarity, right? I mean, if you're trying to build a running back room in a new situation, Tevin Coleman is already familiar with what Mike LaFleur wants to run, and they have the offensive line and running back coaches from San Francisco as well. So Coleman's just a guy who's familiar with the system. He can help other guys catch up on there, but he's not someone I'm targeting by any means. Guys you're avoiding are Akers and Dobbins. Dobbins is one of the guys I'm avoiding. I just don't think he's going to see nearly enough volume that people think he is going to. Akers, I'm okay with taking. I love his value. 2 players, keeper league. Should I keep Kelsey and Kittle? Kittle as a flex would end up being like... And first of all, I don't know if that's going to be a round situation to where if you got Kittle in the 3rd round... you get to keep him for a 3rd rounder, or if it takes up your first 2 picks. Either way, I think I'd go somewhere else besides Kittle. If you want to keep Kelsey for like a 3rd rounder, I think that's great value. The name was already taken. 2 players, keeper league. Should I keep... Oh, okay, so this is the same. Yeah, Kelsey and DK Metcalf easily, dude. Easily. All right, I'm going to start looking at this board. I have a quarterback. I'm not going to look at quarterback right now. Running back wise, is there anybody in this range who I'd really be willing to pick? Why is Jvm Hawkins so high? That's interesting. Puka Williams is so high too. No, dude. I'm looking at this. There's not really a single running back that I want to target at this point. And that's my point too. Like if I feel like I need another running back, I'm not going to force myself to pick one of these guys just because I need it. All right, so wide receivers. Corey Davis, I don't hate at this point. I mean, if I'm talking the 11th round. Curtis Samuel, not terrible. Mike Williams, I like. Michael Gallup, I like. Gallup's really underrated, man. Gallup is really underrated. Darius Slayton, Amon-Ra St. Brown, not really interested. Brian Edwards. Henry Ruggs is a guy I like. Just going down the list, seeing if there's anybody else that really sticks out to me right now. Russell Gage. I'd like to get Russell Gage at this point. Alright, so those are some of the guys I just picked out. Let's see what's going on here. Going into the season 2 player keeper, I have Saquon and Kamara. Should I go wide receiver in the first or best running back available? You have Saquon and Kamara. Should you still go... I think at that point, again, for me, it's totally best player available. If the best player available is a running back, take a running back 3. If not, ideally you want to get a wide receiver 1 if you're in that situation. Okay, I'm back on the clock. I don't know why AJ Green is on here. I don't remember. Did somebody pick Russell Gage? Yeah, somebody picked Russell Gage. Thanks, Zach. Thank you, Zach. I need another wide receiver here. I'm thinking Mike Williams or Michael Gallup. But let me also look at the IDPs that are available right now. Fred Warner, Joe Schobert, Buda Baker, Levante David. Yeah, I know. I'm running low on time. I know. All right, I'm going to take Mike Williams. No, I'm going to take Corey Davis. I'm taking Corey Davis here. And do I want to double up on wide receiver or do I want to pick IDP? Honestly, I feel like there's so much value with IDP that I really don't need to take one now. So I'm just going to double up on wide receiver. There's no running backs I want. I already have a quarterback, tight end. Yeah. I'm doubling up on that. Awesome. So, yeah, I don't need to draft a backup quarterback. So I'm really looking at one more running back and one more tight end, then 2 IDP spots. Okay. I like the way this is looking. Mad love, bro, all the way from New Zealand. Awesome. I didn't know anybody followed me from New Zealand. Thank you. Is there any rookie receivers you like that aren't the obvious ones? For example, Josh Palmer or Rondale Moore. Elijah Moore I really like. I think he still counts as obvious. Terrace Marshall was someone I was kind of in on, but if you really think about the situation, they have Christian McCaffrey, they have DJ Moore, they have Robbie Anderson. He's going to be like the fourth target. But if I had to pick one that wasn't so obvious, I guess Terrace Marshall would be my pick. Trying to think of anybody else, but I think that's really just about it. Rashad Bateman, I think he's going to have a huge impact day one. It's just going to come down to volume and consistency with him. I do like him a lot, though, as a player. So if you want to say screw it and, like, you know, bet on talent, then I have no problem taking a guy like Rashad Bateman. But if really deep guys like Palmer or Rondale Moore, I'm not really too interested in. One of my favorite value picks is Robbie Anderson. He had 10 plus in 12 out of 16 games, and he's like something around about. Yeah, but a lot of times what people are forgetting is that they had, they had Mike Davis as the running back one and not Christian McCaffrey. So Mike Davis really acted as the third target, as to where Christian McCaffrey could easily be that number one target on that team. So you kind of have to downgrade DJ Moore and DJ Moore and Robbie Anderson in that respect. Let's see. Thoughts on Kadarius Toney for fantasy? Love Gage as well. I like Gage too. I'm not crazy about him, but I think this late, I think he's definitely value. Fantasy coverage, what's up, man? Do I wave back? I don't know how to do it. Okay. Thoughts on Kadarius Toney? Not huge with Kadarius Toney. I don't know why they spent a first-round pick on a guy like Kadarius Toney. He is not a good route runner. He's sloppy. He's kind of like my Trey Sermon of wide receivers, you know? So, not interested in Kadarius Toney really at all this year. If he's in the 16th round and you want to take a shot on the guy with first-round value, sure, why not? But I'm not touching him. Would you trade Mahomes in a 5th rounder for Barkley in a 10th rounder? Dynasty or keeper? That's the biggest question. Mahomes is going to be the starting quarterback for the Chiefs for another, 9, 8 years, technically? So, I don't know. 12-man Shark League. I have not heard of a Shark League, if you want to clarify that for me, because that sounds interesting. I feel Christian McCaffrey will upset a lot of people. New regime, new coach. He will be top 10, but not number 1. Thoughts? Christian McCaffrey is Christian McCaffrey. He's got a contract, and they're going to use him till the wheels fall off. They're going to use him as a pass catcher, use him as a runner. And in 3 games last year in that same regime, he had like 30-plus points. So not worried about Christian McCaffrey's value. If he's on the field, he's the running back 1. It's not really much of a question. How do I feel about Chuba Hubbard? If Christian McCaffrey goes down, he's the new Mike Davis. So there's, as we saw last year, there's value in that. Would you take Kelsey's 7th pick PPR? Overall, no. No, I wouldn't take Kelsey that high. No. I don't hate it, but earliest you take Najee Harris. I think I answered this already, but about, 2nd round. Can you guys believe it's August already? I'm so hyped. Technically not, dude. Don't be jumping time here. Okay, so Michael Gallup. This is what I'm talking about here. So I had planned on going defensive player here, but Michael Gallup is still sitting here staring at me all the way in the 13th round. I'm going to have to pick him here. I think that's great value. I also like Rashad Bateman, but I have a lot of rookies, so I'm going to pick Gallup here. And then I'm going to pick my first IDP. So Gallup. I love that music, by the way. It's so funny. And I got to go with my guy. Here. Foyesade Oluokun. Boom. Love me some Foyesade Oluokun. Oluokun. Does anybody know how to pronounce that? Not that you guys can talk like through YouTube or Instagram, but I don't know how to pronounce that correctly. I hear it on TV all the time, but I never say it the right way. Can y'all believe August? I already thought about that. James Conner. I love his ADP. Ugh. No, dude. No, James Conner is much less of a threat than Kenyon Drake was last year. The money talks. Conner's getting like $2 million guaranteed, if that. No, Conner's going to be an afterthought. Chase Edmonds is going to be the running back one there, especially in PPR. There's no reason to really look at James Conner. I'm just not interested. He cannot stay healthy. What don't you like about Trey Sermon? So if you look at his film, I mean, there's so many times where this guy just kind of misses the open holes. I will say, though, with this running back class, there was a lot of undersized running backs, a lot of 5'9", 5'8" guys. So Trey Sermon being one of the bigger guys definitely works to his benefit. But when it comes down to it, he missed a lot of open holes. He does not have top-end speed. He's okay as a pass catcher. He's just not this overwhelming talent that I'd be willing to bet on. You know what I mean? All right. Sorry, Football. I'm sorry, Football counselor. You're being too much. You're being too much. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Would you take Kelsey at or before 112? After. Do you think Burrow finishes top 10? It's possible. Coming off that nasty injury, I'm not going to put money on it, but it's possible. Swift or Dobbins? Daily Sporting. I like me some Edmonds this year if he can stay healthy. Yeah, dude. Edmonds in PPR is going to be great. I mean, he was the 1B when Kenyon Drake was healthy. At times, it looked like he was the 1A. But at least with James Conner being injured all the time, we know that Edmonds is going to be the 1A, especially in PPR. So, loving that. Swift or Dobbins, getting back to that question. In PPR, it's going to be Swift. In Standard, it's going to be Dobbins. And in half, it's still going to be Swift. How continent to continent... How continent do you feel about Javonte Williams? So my guess here is you're asking how confident I feel about Javonte Williams. That's just my guess. I like Javonte in like the 5th round. I'm okay with it because I think he's gonna get, if he gets the bulk of the touches, he's easily a high-end running back too, right? So getting him in that kind of value is good. All right, I gotta focus up here. I can take another running back, a tight end, and then I have to pick a defensive player. Do I want a backup tight end? Do any of these guys do anything for me? No, not in the slightest. So I'm not going to pick a backup tight end. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick a... Stop rushing me. Tariq Cohen this late? Oh, God, I'm going to run out of time. All right. Elijah Mitchell. I panicked. And then individual defender. A.J. Johnson, Kaiser White, Jeremy Chin, Kenneth Murray, Shaq Thompson, I like that. Patrick Queen. Jordan Poyer. Devin Bush coming off that torn ACL. That's a red flag, as you can see. Isaiah Simmons. He could be really good this year. I'm just going to take Patrick Queen. He doesn't have the same bye week, does he? No, he doesn't. Okay. So I'll take Patrick Queen here. Boom. That's my team. No backup quarterback, no backup tight end. None of the guys really appealed to me. Yeah. You guys want to see my final product? Excuse my typos. It's okay. I just thought I was having a stroke. All right. Let's look. So Instagram, I will introduce you. Love the music. Yeah, right? This is Fantrax, by the way. This is my final team. What do you guys think? I got Jalen Hurts. I got Aaron Jones. Let me set up the phones because I'm not a surgeon for a reason. I cannot hold my goddamn phone straight. Okay. YouTube is seeing me put my phone in front of the screen, but YouTube also sees the screen, so it's okay. I wonder what sounds it's going to make when it's all done. I'm curious. Ready? I'm excited. But, all right. And by the way, this whole entire draft is getting a total revamp. It's going to look very, very nice. It's going to look kind of similar to Sleeper. If you guys look at the thumbnail. Okay. I like that. I don't know if you guys heard that, but that was the applause. I like that. But yeah, this is my team here. If anyone who is listening or watching, if you're in this draft, you want me to review your team, comment on YouTube, comment on Instagram. I'll check it out. Yes, Daily Sporting. I am live on Instagram and YouTube. Tua round 1? No, there's no Tua round 1, is there? No. Pretty solid. Yeah, I like this draft. I like the way it came out. I'm going to post this. We'll see what the masses think. But, I mean, if we're looking at quarterback, Jalen Hurts at the end of the 7th round, I'm fine with that. Aaron Jones, Chris Carson, Chase Edmonds. That's definitely a solid trio. And then Zach Moss with the upside. On the bench, we got Elijah Mitchell with that rookie upside. So I'm liking that 5 set of running backs. Wide receiver-wise, Tyreek Hill, Allen Robinson, DJ Moore. Insane trio. Topped it off with Devontae Smith. Too many Eagles, but it's okay. Corey Davis, Mike Williams, Michael Gallup. A ton of great upside wide receivers later on. Yeah, I think this is a good team. Dallas Goedert. If you know anything about IDPs, which is something I'm really pushing IDPs this year, guys. I mean, it is so much better than defenses, special teams, kickers. IDPs are 100% where it's at. You get points for sacks, you get points for tackles, interceptions, quarterback hits, forced fumbles, stuff like that. It's so much fun and it's so much better. Individual defensive player is like drafting a flex, but for defense. So an individual defensive player could be a linebacker, could be a safety, corner, or you could split it up into specifically drafting safety, defense, whatever. So I love playing with IDPs. It teaches you more about the positions too, right? Because I feel like I can kind of talk about any offensive player in the league, but like when it comes to defensive players, a lot of times I just don't have it in my mind. Because of IDP, I know what's going on with every team. So definitely that. All right, I'm going to go to YouTube first. I'm going to review YouTube because I'm going to prioritize them a little bit. That's where everything is being shown. So Zach, Team 7. All right, let's look at Instagram. You're going to look at Team 7 with me, and you let me know what you think. Team 7. So assuming this is you... So Zach drafted Kenneth Murray. Yep, this is Zach's team. All right, so what do we think about Zach's team here? Quarterback-wise, he's got Joe Mixon. Quarterback-wise, he's got Tom Brady. He did not pick a backup quarterback, which is fine. You don't really need to in this type of setting with 6 bench spots. He's got Joe Mixon. He's got Myles Gaskin. He's got Travis Etienne. He's speaking my language over here. He's got Joe Mixon, Myles Gaskin, Travis Etienne. James Conner, not a huge fan of. I'm not sure when he picked him, but I'm not a huge fan of James Conner. Gus Edwards, I get it as like late depth. Not too much upside. I think Dobbins is obviously going to be the main factor there, but I like that running back room as a whole, especially getting ETN that late. He's slipped through everybody's fingers, including mine. I easily would have taken him, but it's fine. Devontae Adams, Michael Thomas, Jamar Chase. I love that trio. Antonio Brown is your wide receiver 4. That's pretty underrated. I like that. Russell Gage, Henry Ruggs, great depth. Yeah, I mean, I like that. I like that a lot. Tight end, you got Gerald Everett, Kyle Pitts. That's great. You got Tremaine Edmonds, Kenneth Murray. Some upside guys. I mean, Edmonds has been a little up and down, and Murray, he's going to, is this his 2nd year now? So definitely an opportunity for him to grow. But yeah, overall, I really like this team. You got a strong group of wide receivers. You were able to get ETN really late. So Connor, I'm not a huge fan of, but you have got good depth already. So, yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, Thomas Adams is definitely nice. Definitely nice. Casey, I see you're here on YouTube, on Instagram. What's your squad? Do you have your name in here? What's your what team number are you? What team number are you, Casey? Let me see. Are you in here? You're one of these numbers. Are you 6? Maybe you're 6. I don't know. 5. Okay. So Casey's number 5 here. What do you guys think about this one? We got Justin Herbert. You drafted 3 quarterbacks. Why'd you do that? Am I in the right one? Oh, okay. So, so your phone died after drafting Devin Singletary. So anything beyond this point, just kind of ignore. And Mauricio, okay, I'll look at you too, Mauricio. But what do you? I saw 3 quarterbacks and no wide receivers on your bench, and I was like, what is this? But all right, so Justin Herbert, Saquon Barkley, Javonte Williams. I don't hate as your running back too. Ideally, you can get someone else, but when you look at these wide receivers, DeAndre Hopkins, Keenan Allen, Amari Cooper, Robert Woods. I mean, you took best player available to like the best player available, which is amazing. I mean, that's the best, easily the best wide receiver group in the entire league right now. Yeah, and you still got Noah Fant. You managed to get one of those top 8 tight ends, which is good. Robert Woods, as I mentioned, great flex. Leonard Fournette. So I'm assuming you picked Drake before Devin Singletary. Not a huge fan of that. I really like either of these guys, but yeah, curious to see how the rest of your team would have went. But not a bad start. What's up, Smitty? What's up, Smitty? Smitty, I need help. I need help with YouTube. I can't look at the YouTube comments without going to a separate tab. I don't know if you have separate monitors or how you do that, but you gotta help me out with that, man. I'm struggling over here. Who else said they needed it? Mauricio. All right, Mauricio, let's take a look. I'm assuming this is you, Mauricio. Yeah, auto ruined the bench. Yeah, no, it's all right though. Came out good. All right, let's look at Mouse. He's got Dak Prescott, which is amazing. No backup quarterback, which is fine. That's what I would do. I wouldn't really pick a backup quarterback in this small league. This is 12 players, by the way. Running backs, you got Dalvin Cook. You got Cam Akers. Who else you got? Clyde? How did Clyde get all the way to your bench? Did you switch that yourself? That's weird. And then Jvm Hawkins. Jvm Hawkins is undrafted free agent. We still don't even know if he's going to make the team. He might, but is he going to be a factor? If it's your last pick, sure. Second to last pick, sure. But don't be thinking Jvm Hawkins is going to be some sort of crazy value this year. Wide receivers, you got some good guys. Julio, I don't know if I feel overly confident with him as my wide receiver 1. Ayuk, I don't hate that as wide receiver 2. Higgins, he can be good enough to be a 3. Sutton, it's funny. Like you have like Julio was like the last guy who I would want to be my wide receiver 1. Ayuk is like the last guy I'd want to be my wide receiver 2. Higgins is my last guy I'd want to be the 3, and Sutton is the last guy I'd want to be my 4. So it's funny how that worked out. But bench depth, Darnell Mooney, I don't hate that. As wide receiver 5. Nelson Aguilar, look, if you're going to draft a wide receiver in New England, it's Jacoby Myers. I'll make a post about him one day, but just know if you're drafting a wide receiver in New England, it's going to be Jacoby Myers. It's not going to be Nelson Aguilar. Terrace Marshall, I talked about him before. With Christian McCaffrey being the number 1 guy there, it's really going to take away from all the other guys. So it's going to be interesting to see how he does. He's going to have to take some of Robbie Anderson or DJ Moore's work to be relevant this year. It's not impossible, but I'm not going to put my money on it with him as a rookie and with his injury issues as well. Tight end, Logan Thomas, Irv Smith. Look, if you're going to pass out on one of those top 8 tight ends, I think this is the best way you can play it. You can get Thomas, who could finish as a top 5 tight end, and then you back him up with an upside guy like Irv Smith. I think that's the best way to go if you end up missing out on those top 8 players. IDPs, Fred Warner, Budda Baker. Budda Baker is great. Budda Baker's great. He's one of the best safeties. Fred Warner, at the same time, he's a little hit or miss, but for the most part, solid. So, yeah. Let me give one last check to YouTube. Thumbs up, people. Hey, Smitty's on my YouTube. How funny is that? But, alright. That's going to do it. I'm looking at both Instagram and YouTube. That's going to do it for this live. I'm going to be making a mock post. If you were in the first Fantrax mock draft, I'd like to have you guys on next week. I'm going to be doing this every week. So if you were in Daily Sporting, what's up? You got to join next week. But if you guys were in my Fantrax mock draft, I'd like to have you on next week. I want to get a full mock and see how that goes. But this was great. Let me know what you think of the site, all that. I'm going to figure out how to end this live stream without looking like a doofus. End stream. All right. See you guys. Let's see if this works. Stream finished.